everyone, welcome back to Show Me How to Win. We're visiting PAX Unplugged and we're checking out the new Funkoverse game. Next to me is Stephanie Straw. She's a community manager at Funko Games. So Stephanie, you guys just made an announcement of this game in, I think, Comic-Con, and it's already available everywhere. So, I mean, you know, you have all these cool characters, the Funko Pop. Tell us about it.
Yeah, absolutely. So this is our first game as Funko Games. Funko purchased our board game design company, Forest Prison Creative. We've made games like Disney Villainous, Bob Ross Art of Chill, Ramen Fury, Jaws, Horrified, Choose Your Own Adventure. Those are the games that our board game design studio designed. And we were working on a game with Funko, this game, and it just seemed like things aligned. And Funko thought, can we make more of these? So they purchased our company and we're now Funko Games. So we're here at PAX Unplugged for the first time as Funko Games, and Funkoverse is out, available everywhere. We have 6 different SKUs, 4 different licenses right now. DC Batman, Harry Potter, Rick and Morty, Golden Girls. A lot of people have that reaction on Golden Girls. We did the popular stuff, Harry Potter and DC Batman, and then Rick and Morty's popular in its niche market. But we put Golden Girls in there because 1, we love Golden Girls, and 2, we wanted to prove people that we're not afraid to do the weird stuff. Like, we're gonna put stuff in there, and they're actually some of the tankiest characters in the game. You can choose your favorite combination of characters, items, maps, scenarios, so you can really customize your team. That's where a lot of the replayability is, as well as the 4 different game modes. So yes, you can play a lot, find out what your winning strategy is.
Okay, so I got a quick intro earlier. Basically, inside every box, the big boxes have 4 characters and it comes with 4 scenarios. The small boxes all comes with 2. It comes with the same kind of game modes but different map, right? So what are the 4 different scenarios?
There's a flag scenario, which is a capture the flag scenario. That's a good mix of combat and interacting with the environment. We also have territory and control. Those are 2 different game modes that involve controlling different areas of the board, either getting to one area or controlling 3 separate areas. So those are going to be also in environment inherently, you versus the environment. But since you're going to specific areas, you might clump up and have some combat too. If you love combat a whole lot, then we have a leaders scenario, which is just lots of beating up. So each team will have a leader assigned, and then that leader gets more points for knocking out other characters, but other characters get more points for knocking out the leader too. So you got to decide, do I want to risk my leader? Do I want to get more points? Do I want to do something else? So there's a game mode for everybody, really.
Okay. So and usually you play as 2 teams, right? So 2 characters on a team. So if it's 2 players, each player will control 2 characters. If it's 4 players, they will each control 1, but then there'll be like 2 teams.
Yeah.
And then if it's 3, it'll be 1 and 1 and 2, correct?
Right, yeah. So you can do 2v2 figures or 3v3 figures and any number of people on each team, really. But generally you want to have at least 1 person per figure so that you have something fun to do. You have your own character that you can play in the game. Yeah.
And then you can mix and match from the different boxes because the maps are different, but the scenarios are the same.
Right. The core game mechanisms is same across all the games. So once you know how to play one, you know how to play them all. The differences will be in the characters, their special abilities, and then the maps are not just aesthetically different, they're mechanically different too. So playing flags on Gotham City is going to be different than playing flags in Diagon Alley because the layout is different, the walls are different, so you might want different kind of characters still.
So speaking of different, give me some strategies on how I can play in, for example, we have the Gotham City set up here, right? So what mode is this?
This is set up for the flag scenario. If I tell you how to win, we're not going to play, right? You're not going to then play me and then beat me, right?
I think you play this game more than me, so you'll probably beat me. Plus, there's dice involved, so that's already like, automatically I lose, right? Because dice hate me.
Well, so on that note, because of the dice, a good strategy to mitigate against the dice is to pick characters that'll be able to roll more dice on challenges so that they have those more powerful attacks. Lord Voldemort, for example, has a challenge 6, means he gets to roll 6 dice, the most powerful attack in the game. Most characters are defending with 1, 2, or 3 dice, so that versus 6, unless you roll badly. That's how you mitigate the luck a little bit, is pick those characters that are going to be able to roll more dice and do those bigger abilities. So that's one strategy on how to win, to how to mitigate the dice.
Right. Are there any other general strategies that basically people have to keep in mind, doesn't matter what scenario, but something that's important for all modes.
Yeah, there's some strategy in the team building, so creating your team. The characters have certain colors of ability tokens that they bring to a shared team resource pool. So, and it'll let you do those abilities. So if you like a certain ability, they're all kind of colored and they have a little matching symbol. If you like one of those abilities and want to use those a lot, you want to pair that character with other characters that'll bring that same colored ability token to the pool so that you could do that ability more often.
Right, because from what I can see here, there's 3 different kinds of color, and Joker and Harley Quinn, they share the colors, right? They have red and gray, so they can basically, if Harley is in a good position to use the power twice, she has 2 tokens to use because they share the tokens, right?
Yep, exactly. Yeah, you're not relegated to just the tokens that character brings. It's a shared resource pool.
Okay, so now on to individual scenarios. So we talk about flag. What would be some of the things that you might want to do when you're playing the flag scenario?
So there are 2 ways to get points that are the same in all the modes, knocking out a character and interacting with the points on the board. But for the flag scenario, you'll get 2 points if you can make it to your opponent's flag and still be standing. So if you have a really mobile character like Catwoman who can move 4 spaces at one time versus 2, or Blanche who can move towards a rival further than you can normally with movement, then those really mobile characters will be able to move around the board and get to the opponent's flag more quickly. Batman has a grappling swing that he can use to go adjacent to a rival, so you can actually go on the other side. That'll help when going to the opponent's flag or defending your own flag to get back, because you can't move through rivals, so you can kind of block a little bit, play bodyguard with your own flag.
Because he's Batman.
Right, because he's Batman.
What about, yeah, right. What about control?
For the control territory, so you're going to have 3 different areas and you want to control the majority of them. You'll get points for doing that. So you want to have characters that are sustainable on their own so that they can be by themselves in the different territories. So someone like Batman is also good for that. The more rivals he's against, he gets a little bit stronger. Also someone like Hermione, where she can manipulate tokens on the board. She's a good character to have. She can also accio other characters, so she can help move other characters. Bellatrix can force herself onto the cooldown track and then come back into play next to her allies. So that's really good if one of your allies is in trouble. Oh, I know, I need to help them. So you can actually put her on the cooldown track, bring her off next to her ally so that she can help them out. So those are really good for control.
And I think leader is another one, right?
Yeah, leader. So this one's going to be a little bit more your own play style, because this is all about knocking each other out. So whatever you feel most successful with, since all of the challenges do involve dice rolls. Again, if you're feeling like, oh, I don't know how I feel about dice rolls, then you want to get those characters that can roll more dice and have those more powerful challenges, as well as pairing them with characters that'll give those tokens that'll let you do that more. So that one's going to really help you out with leaders. Ones that can be sustainable for your own leader, since they're going to be a target, you want to pick someone that can pick themselves back up. So there's some items that help you with that, like the cheesecake gives you a free stand-up. Yeah. Batman can also have his own standout, or characters that'll leave stuff behind when they're knocked out. Joker leaves mystery boxes, so that's going to be a good one too. Rose is really good because she gets kind of a counter attack if you challenge her and you're not successful. So she's really good to make a leader, because if she gets challenged a lot, she might punch you back. Yeah.
Okay, and there's one more game mode that we left out. Which
territory.
one?
Yeah, territory. You're all going to be kind of clumping up into one area. So this one could have a little bit of combat in it too, but as long as you're in that area, that scoring area, then you're going to qualify for that. So you want to get characters that, again, are kind of sustainable. But there's also scoring markers on the other side of the board. So maybe you want to get characters that can go boop, boop, and come back real quick. So get those points, but also get back in the scoring area. Lord Voldemort is going to be good for that. He's got some abilities that can help out his allies. A lot of those abilities that will combo together will be really good in the territory, since you're all going to kind of be together. Those abilities that work with adjacency. Hermione protects people that are adjacent to her. They can't be knocked out. She's another good one to have on leaders too, actually, leaders and territory. As I am saying that, I'm like, they're all good, you know, as I keep talking about them. And I'm probably not even spouting off all of them. I'm still thinking of like Rick and Morty are also good because they can do a portal gun. Yeah, they're all really good. It depends on your play style.
So speaking of that, do you have like a couple favorite ones?
Yeah, so I was thinking about my dream team. It is dependent on the map and the scenario, what items, what characters we're playing with, what ones we're drafting from. But I really like the combination of Bellatrix and using the portal gun, so someone having the portal gun, because it creates another spawn point for her. So since she has a Mos Mordra, she can go next to an ally, or she can spawn right next to your opponent's flag, if that's where the portal is.
Yeah.
And if you do that, you want to have Hermione on your team too, to make sure the other team doesn't have a Hermione, because she can move the portal token. So if you have Hermione and Bellatrix on your team, you'll be able to manipulate that situation a little bit better.
So speaking of that, what if somebody has a really strong team and you're stuck with some? So for example, if you are playing somebody who, in the capture the flag scenario, someone who has really fast characters, and you are stuck with slower characters, what do you do?
A lot of the fast characters have a little bit of lower defense. A lot of the more powerful and fast characters have a lower defense. So then you want to get those characters that'll counter that. Again, rolling more dice, because they're going to be defending with less dice. That can be how you can shut them down. Also, characters that can move. Harley Quinn has an ability where she can move characters. Some other, so some other characters will let you do that. So you want to use those characters that'll let you move them. You can also, there's nothing stopping you from having the same characters. So I could have a team of Batman, Batgirl, and Harry Potter, and you could have the same team of Batman, Batgirl, and Harry Potter, because these bases are colored, so we'll know who's on my team and we'll know who's on your team. So that's another way to counter, is just do what they're doing.
I didn't know about you can actually have the same characters. That's interesting. Cool. So it sounds like it's all about variety. Different scenarios, different character combination will bring different outcome, and so I'm sure you guys have a lot newer characters in the pipeline. So what are some of the new things you can share with me?
I can't share a whole lot, but I will say that we're expanding some universes we have already, and we're adding some more. We did tease Back to the Future already, so that's coming this summer. People have already said, oh, Rick and Morty and Doc and Marty, that should be fun and funny. So we have Back to the Future coming out. You'll see some other stuff coming that'll add new mechanisms, new game modes, other characters that interact on the cooldown track, interact with the cooldown track, play with other ability tokens. So we've got some advanced mechanisms and strategies coming to the game. If you want more, then there's definitely more coming.
And I heard there's some dinosaurs in the makings too.
There might be some roars. I don't know. You know, there could be some roars. Yeah.
Stay tuned.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much, Stephanie, for showing me how to play and how to win. You share so much. Like, there is so much information about different characters, and you really know the game well. So that was a lovely interview. I got so much strategy. Even though there's dice involved, I feel like there's enough strategies, and it plays really quick, right?
Yeah, 20 to 30 minutes. It's really quick. I can teach it in under 5. Yeah, really quick. Yeah.
So thank you so much for showing me how to play, how to win, and thank you guys for watching.